Hey guys, Tammy and Jills here and welcome to The Lure Bench. In today's episode, we will be reviewing the Berkley Powerbait 5-inch paddle stinger.
After an unboxing and having a closer look at some of its key features, we'll be taking a look at its underwater action.
Alrighty guys, so let's get into it.
From on top, we see some nice raised details around the head, a small groove for rigging. Coming around the side, we see the raised eyes, gills, and little lip. We also get a good look at that unique tail design with honeycomb-like structure that forms little fish scales. Underneath, we have a deep belly groove, and it looks to be a good-sized paddle on this bait. What drew us to test this bait, I was very curious about how this tail would perform and thought it was a very unique and cool tail design. The material is firm with minimum stretch. Heading over to Berkley's website, the paddle stinger comes in 3 sizes, 3-inch, 4-inch, and 5-inch, retails for $14.99, and is available in 6 colors. It's infused with powerbait scent and flavor. I would say calling this smell strong is an understatement. While we're on the website, we can see that Berkley has a full range of jig heads that are available to suit their plastics. But for today's purposes, I'll be using a Harpex Inshore 6.0 hook. It's probably the largest hook I'd recommend for this bait. As this is a PVC bait, the material is very firm, offering a lot of resistance while trying to put the hook in. I just want to take my time and work this in slowly. As one of the problems with PVC, if you get this part wrong and you have to do this again and again, you will damage the bait. But I managed to get this right first time and it looks like it's ready for a barra or a big flathead. Onto some weedless rigging, we'll be using a Chimera 5.0 hook, which again is probably the largest hook I'd want to use on this bait. As you'll see when I pull the hook through the top, there's not a whole lot of room left before you get to that honeycomb tail. Again, due to that firm material, rigging is relatively simple and we get it right first time. Hook sits nice and flush, and we get a somewhat decent hook presentation thanks to that deep belly slot.
After seeing that underwater action, the honeycomb feature in that tail did exactly what it was designed to do. It gave it great action with minimal effort, whether it's a slow wind or on the drop.
And the other surprising thing was, even when we burnt this lure in at its top speed, it stayed very stable for a finesse bait. And at all speeds, we got a really nice little action from that body. All right, let's move on to our durability testing. To simulate a hot day in the sun, we left the paddle stinger under the heat lamp for approximately 10 minutes and letting it top out at a total of 76 degrees. The problem with testing this high of temperature, the bait is way too hot to even handle, but after a few seconds, we were good to go. To my surprise, it held up to these temperatures and actually made the plastic more stretchy, but ultimately also weaker. We've given it some time to cool down. This gives us a clearer look at that honeycomb section of the tail, which allows for all that action, but also becomes a weak point in the bait. The tail holds together quite well, and it doesn't appear that the heat has had any long-term effect on this plastic. I decided to pull on the tail first and see what happens, which went exactly as you imagined, with it breaking at the thinnest part of the tail.
Next to pull on the thicker part of the tail to see what fails next. We got some tearing through the upper part of the tail, but it was the head end that let go where the hook ripped straight through the body.
So taking a look at those tests, we wanted to point out again that this is a finesse PVC bait, where the focus is on action rather than durability.
With the range of sizes from 3-inch all the way to 5, this could be a bait that you could use for flathead, brim, snapper, jewfish, mangrove jack, barramundi, or even use it for some bass in the freshwater. So it's never a good idea to mix your TPE and your PVC baits together. So always keep them in their box or the clamshells they come in. The stretchy ones that are squishy, definitely keep those separated from these hard and firm finesse baits.
We would love to hear your thoughts on this bait, so leave a comment below. So that's all for today, guys. Like and subscribe to keep up to date with all of our future videos.